because I was close to being, I was at where I was demonetized, but I had to fix a few things, and now my watch hours are down, so I can't apply it again. So I was looking at the Bible. I was the other day. I was really fascinated by Noah's Ark. Okay, you know that's a long time ago. Okay, that it happened. Um, and I was fascinated by it because there was a thing on there. It talked about, it says that talked about when the more or less it talked about, it says sons of God, I think it is, but it was talking about of how they impregnated women. It says when men and women were being created, right? Women were born, and it talks about the sons of God, which I think turned out to be the fallen angels, I guess it was, had intercourse with the women, and they took them as their wives of how they wanted, right? And so they had intercourse with them, and the result was the giants, that were these Nephilims. Well, I never knew, after reading all the years I've read the Bible, but I didn't know that there was a talk about them, about them in the Bible. And there was like 3 or 4 different places, which I'm actually going to do a video on my findings. I've been researching it, looking up stuff, and all that stuff. I'm going to actually do a video on my channel about it. By the way, good morning. But I'm going to do a video about it. But it is about the giants. One, it talked about, and there was different names of these. I don't know if it was called a tribe of people, or maybe it was a city name, or what, or whatever. I don't remember right offhand. Stuff's in the notes at home. But I'm coughing again. But one of them was, it said one giant, I think it was in the tribe of Anak, Anak, something like that. I don't know, something like that.
Enoch.
No, not Enoch. No, it wasn't Enoch. It was spelled Anak or A-N. Anyway, I think it was in the book of Numbers or something. By this giant, it said that he slept in an iron bed, and it said that it talked about how big he was, and it says that he was 13 to 14 feet high. Think about how tall 13 to 14 feet is. You know what I'm saying? And then it talks about Goliath was, David and Goliath. Goliath was a giant as well, but he didn't stood 13, 14 feet. It said that he stood about 9 feet tall. So, but that's still pretty big guy. He's about 9 feet tall, and it talked about how much his stuff weighed and all that stuff. So, these giants were on the earth and all that stuff, and I've learned that it was, the flood happened because some of the flood happened because these spirits were having sex with all the people. The whole world was except for Noah and his family, the whole world was corrupted. And nothing in their minds were good. Because I guess you would consider it like half half demon, half human, or something like that. You know, and I've been studying that stuff out, and I found there were so many places in there about, you know, about giants. I thought it was very fascinating, you know. So, and I guess they died off, they died off in the flood, the Nephilim. They died off in the flood. So, it's pretty, you know. You talking to him?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I have a little thing I'm going to do, a little video I'm making, process of making. Just got to put it all together. CapCut. So hello everyone. Just getting back from the airport. I took my daughter to the airport. She's going up to Ohio because her friend's ex-husband had, I don't know if he killed himself, but he was found dead in a homeless shelter. So I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, you know, here in Texas. I don't even know what time it is, 7 I guess now, but I woke up before this morning and picked her up by 5 a.m. It took an hour to get to the airport, about 6, and now heading back from the airport. So gotta take my son-in-law home and all that. So yeah. So I was just talking to him about the giants. You know, we were talking about there was giants in the land. He said there was giants in the land in those days. Then after that as well, you know. So.
And then also there's angels crossbred with demons too. They made the Nephilim too.
It in the Bible for me to believe it. The Bible is the truth. I mean, I like looking at other stuff. Kind of like the book of Enoch. You know, there's the book of Enoch. You know what I'm saying? It talks about different things. You know, like, you know, I don't go by. I mean, I know it's in there. The book of Enoch, it's a lost book of the Bible, whatever. But I don't go by it being a reliable source, because there's a reason why it's not, you know, with the Bible. You know, and I know that a lot of people say, oh, it's because, you know, they you know, man took it out, you know, sort of, you know, since the suds because of this and that, and maybe rightly so, but I think it's, you know, God had something to do with it as well. You know, it's kind of like in the Bible, in the Bible, it says that you know, of course, Jesus was crucified, right? Rose again, but it says that, you know, if the I think, don't remember the exact wording, so this is going to be my own wording, but, you know, if the kings of that day would have known that, would have known about, you know, Jesus dying for, you know, whatever, they would never have crucified, you know, God. Well, they never would. If they would have known about it, they wouldn't have crucified him. Well, they didn't know, because it was a hidden mystery. It was a hidden thing, you know. Like in the beginning, you know, God had more or less told the serpent, told the devil that was going to happen, and he said it to the very beginning when he said, you know, you'll strike his heel, but he'll strike your head. You know, so he knew that something was going to come by and defeat him. He just didn't know who it was. You know, something like that. It's really interesting. You know, so
call a nurse. Something.
Try to what?
You was trying to call a nurse.
Call a nurse? Huh?
You was trying to call a nurse. Jesus or something.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say.
The devil was trying to call a nurse Jesus or something.
I keep thinking you're saying calling a nurse. But that's not what you're saying.
No. Call a nurse.
Calling.
Call a nurse.
Can you sorry. Can you spell it?
I'm trying to say it, but I can't.
Because your mind's kind of whacked out. High sugar blood.
Yes. High blood.
It's not. We rebuke it in Jesus' name. You know, you kind of when your blood sugar's high, you almost sound like a
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one too, right?
No doubt about it.
You're getting drunk naturally. I got drunk in the spirit yesterday. In the spirit, I was.
Mouth tastes like honey.
Yeah. Yesterday I had excuse me. Yeah, yesterday I had trying to think what I'm trying to say here. I was doing the dishes. I woke up early yesterday morning, and I went over to went to the sink, and I didn't even play music or anything. I was over there about to do the dishes, and then all of a sudden, I felt the presence of God upon me. Oh, I forgot you're going home. I keep forgetting you're going home. And I was like, I went and told Sue. I said, Sue? No, I said, I don't know. I said Sue. I said, love. Which, I know God lives in me. Praise God's on me. She's like, you about to get drunk in the spirit? I was like, yeah, I believe so. And I sat there, no music. Usually I entered that. It usually happens if I listen to praise and worship music, but it didn't happen that way at that time. All of a sudden I just started crying and laughing. I was in the spirit. And washing the dishes and trying to, and his presence was so heavy. I was like close my eyes. I could barely open them, and I finally just then he played some music, worship music. And I just talked for about an hour. We talked and stuff.
Ooh, I wonder what happened over there.
They're always at that nursing home. So, yeah. I'm about to check this oil in this car.
All right.
I do that in the parking lot at Dollar General because this is at level. I got a big level. Because Andy doesn't ever. This is his car, and he doesn't ever check the oil in it. So I need to check the oil. So anyway, oh, that's right. She's coming here, right? To hang up.
Hang up pictures.
Enjoy yourself.
Oh, well.
Like your mommy. It's gonna keep closing. You know, they just. I will see y'all later. Look forward to the giant video that I'm putting together. All right, later. I'm talking to them.
I'll be looking
You can be looking forward to?
to
Okay.